To Mayor Margaret Quirk and council members, my name is Steve Jacobson. I live at 1 Pinery Lane, and I've decided today to do a video for my budget request for Jackson's Point. So this is the view of me walking from my cottage to downtown Jackson's Point. This is the route that guests staying at the Briars would take, that residents would take, and it's pretty ugly. This is what it looks like. Weeds just growing like crazy. The sidewalk, as you'll see as we walk, very unsafe, broken, slanted, falling apart, puddles full of water, ice in the winter time. And you can see here, this is like, it's just not being maintained. This is what the roadway looks like. This is not enticing to the visitors to Jackson's Point. This is disgusting. And it's time to come to you and say, we need some money spent in our area to clean it up and make it better for visitors. As you can see, again, I don't know whose hedge this is, right? But whether this is on town land or on private land, but at some points I have to walk off the sidewalk to go on the sidewalk. It's just not being maintained. But you can see the grass is overgrowing everywhere here. The weeds are growing, you know, here, and it's just not enticing. It's not, you know, I see that they've ground down some of the areas that have broken, but you can see that the sidewalk has collapsed. It's trip hazards everywhere, and it's just not pleasant to walk here. So I'll speed it up a little bit and we'll get to the next section of the walk. But my ask here is that you invest in our communities. Enough of these grandiose plans that are never going to happen because there's too much money involved. There's no budget for it. Enough consultation fees. Spend the money to make the town better for the people who live here. Look, I can't even walk past here. I don't know, again, I don't know if this belongs to the town or belongs to the neighbors. But the reality is I'm forced to walk on the road just to get, and look at this. This is disgusting. You're waiting, this is an accident waiting to happen. And it's like this all the way into town. Like, it's, you know, it's frustrating. You know, we want to attract visitors, we want to attract people, and they can't even walk. It's dangerous. I visited Beaverton, I visited Bradford. I mean, they take care of their town. It's beautiful, and we're just letting it be neglected. So I think it's time to ask for a budget for, not just for the Jackson's Point BIA, but for all the BIAs. Set aside some money every year, and then we work with you to use it to the best of our ability to make it better for the people and for the businesses and for the visitors. We need to fix our town. Otherwise, we're not going to attract more businesses. Okay, so like you said, all weed overgrown. It just looks terrible. You know, you can't just walk up the sidewalk. You got to be very careful. You always got to be looking down. I mean, look at this. It's an easy trip hazard. It's dangerous. All right, so we're moving a little faster. I apologize. I want to beat the rain too. Okay, so now we're coming up to the first business in the town, and to the corner of the Bonnie Boats turn down and the park down to the Bonnie Boats, etc. And you can see, I see there's markings here. You're planning to do something, but it's, you know, it just keeps getting overgrown. Like this is interlocking that was put in, you know, way back. But look at it. It's all weeds. It's collapsing. I see people walking their dogs here, and they're complaining about tripping. They're complaining about the stats. This hole here, there used to be a silo here. They took it away, but it's just a patch of dirt. It's overgrown, and it's uneven. It's hard to walk on it. somebody's going to get hurt, and then you're going to have a huge bill. So, I mean, it's time to invest a little bit more to fix up our town. So this is now we're at Golden Dragon Restaurant, and this is what every one of these things looks like. I mean, come on, this is a danger. Look at the bricks are moved, they're all up, they're chipped, they're broken, the weeds are everywhere. It's not level. It's got to be fixed. So, and here you go. Look, here's another one. See, every one of these things is just ugly, and it needs to be fixed up. This is a danger. This part here. Sorry, I'm just making a move.
That's okay.
This area, so this area here is a real problem because of the sidewalk. When it rains here, this puddles. You have to walk on the road to get around here because it's just, everything comes down and sits here. In the wintertime, this becomes a sheet of ice. So this has to be fixed. Look at this. This is embarrassing for people who are walking and visiting our town. And there's another one. So, and it keeps going like this. Every one of these, overgrown. Where's the flowers? Where's the beauty that these other areas put out there to make it nice for people? It's just not here. Okay, so now we're at the corner of Jackson's Point Avenue, coming up to where the ice cream parlor was. And again, you know, here we are, and we're looking at another section of the sidewalk. Interlocking is up. The tree roots have uprooted it. It's not appealing. I'm sorry, I keep saying that, but really, it's dangerous. It's ugly. Look at this. I mean, so, you know, it's time to invest in our own community a bit more. Here too, look at it. The sidewalk is uneven, it's trip hazards. I know we're doing a walkthrough in a couple of weeks, but I wanted to, you know, I want to put in a request that you put aside some money for the Jackson's Point, and this is why I'm asking for it. And again, we can work together to make it better. We'll work together to spend the money, but we've got to start improving this. All right, so just to give you a quick example, because I'm going to go into the parkette and talk about it next. So this side of Dalton Road, Pepperwood side, this is the issues here. All right, and then we get to the west side of Dalton Road, and all of a sudden there's a change, and it looks great. You know, they took away all that interlocking and they put in this colored concrete, and you know, I don't know, you know, there's a few more plants here, there's more going on here, and it looks much better. All I want to see is us do the same thing on the other side. Let's tear out the sidewalks and put in this kind of a look. It's safer, it's easier, it's, you know, it just looks better. So here again, but again here, like, these are the areas around the trees. Now in some cases the stores have taken on the process of managing it, and if that's what it takes, then let us work together to make that happen through the BIA in the town. But the difference is here, like again, all it is weed. It needs a little clean mulch every year, and it will look so much nicer. Not an expensive thing to put a mulch in here, but you can see the sidewalk is perfect. We need more of this look east of Dalton Road, where, you know, some of our businesses are. So now I'm going to go into the parkette. I know we've been through this, and I apologize to Sean and Karen. We've done numerous walkthroughs, we've had numerous discussions, numerous promises, and none of it has been delivered. And that's part of the frustration in this. All right, you know, we've done walkthroughs. We're going to do another one, but again, nothing gets done. It's time to do something. You know, we've got a ghost town here. People are closing up. Business not enticing. I will say that thank you for replanting this garden. It's a great thing. But why stop there? And we'll get to the islands in the middle in a minute. But now we're at the parkette. And again, for the most part, this sidewalk here is dangerous. It's all undulating. It's not level. The bricks are popping up. The bricks are broken. This is, I don't know what this is, but if it's not going to be used, then let's take it out. But let's fix this. It looks terrible. So I'm asking you to budget some money to fix up our parkette. And again, we've walked this before. We know that the side, that it's not, it's falling apart. The sidewalk is uneven in some spots. The edging is gone in some spots. See, there, it's just a trip hazard. It's a trip hazard here. All of a sudden we got wood and then there's no edging there. The solution has been to take out the edge. I mean, the bushes are overgrown, and it's just falling apart. So here we go. We're walking up to the gazebo. Now I know this is a big project, but I got to tell you, even the park benches, look at them. They're falling apart. They're broken. They're chipped. The BIA has money to spend in our bank in this parkette, but we can't spend it until you guys get the money from the development over there, which was promised to us in our budget, and to be invested in this park. But we need, and then we got to get together and figure out what we can do. We've got a lot of money put aside to do things in the park, but we need to know what your plans are. So now we're at the gazebo itself, and you can see that it's very run down. It definitely needs to be repaired. The rocks are coming off the posts. The floor is full of holes. It's dangerous. It's not as bad as I thought it was, but still, there are holes in it. The railing needs a coat of paint. As you can see, there's open electrical outlets down here. Now the wires have been cut, but they're still open. The ceiling is full of holes. You can see that the raccoons have moved in. All right, and again, the rocks need to be fixed up and redone, but the core is here. There's no need to tear this down. Frankly, I'd like to have this declared a heritage site. I believe this thing is the key focal point of the town for you ask anybody, what do you see, when we had the town branded, this is what they found. So this stage was erected through the efforts of the town in 1987. So it has a long history here, and it needs to be fixed. And, here we go to a dirt sidewalk, and underneath it there's people throwing garbage, etc. We need to fix this. So I'm asking for a budget, and I don't have an amount. I'm asking for as much as you can give us for this year, but we need to have this downtown core fixed up. And we're not alone. The sidewalks in Sutton are terrible. Frank Sebo's been trying to push for that since he became councillor. It's dangerous. Invest in our little communities, and then worry about your giant projects, which are 20 years out. And I'm all in favor of the developments and the beachfront and everything. It's just, they're going to take too long, and in the meantime, nothing gets happened. The streetscaping plan is wonderful. You all know that you're going to put it on a shelf because you can't do anything until the roads are dug up, and therefore, nothing's going to get done. Just do some of it. This has got to go out. This walkway is not good for people in wheelchairs, with walkers and canes. It's all broken. It's got to be fixed. So, and I think, you get the point. All I'm asking is that in this year's budget, you put aside some money to be dedicated to doing some of the fix-up. I know you can't do it all. It's too much. I agree. But some of it's got to be started. At least start. So that's my little video. I hope that you understand where I'm coming from, both as a resident and as the chair of the BIA. We have the core of a beautiful little town. It just needs some cleanup and to make it pretty. So anyway, I thank you for listening. I hope that you understand this, and if you have any questions, you can reach out to me through my email or call me. You all have my phone numbers, but it's got to be fixed. It's time. It's time to show the people who live in Jackson's Point, Sutton, and Keswick that we do care about our little towns and our business cores, and we have to fix it up. And by the way, I'll throw Pefferlaw in there as well. They also need to have some cleanup in their downtown core. So whether you do it on a rotating basis and give some money to each of them, I don't care, but let's try and do something. Sorry, I forgot to talk about the islands. We talked about this many years ago. 11 years ago, when the BIA was formed and we met with the town, we were promised flowers in the islands. We were promised flower pots. None of it has come to fruition. And honestly, if it comes to push to shove, the BIA can do it. However, we can't do it when you put these restrictions on us that we have to pay $3,000 for a bench that I can buy for $800. That's another problem, right? I know you have a color scheme and you have a standard, but it makes it frustrating if you're not going to contribute to buying those things, because $3,000 for a bench is not a good spend. I could put in for two or three benches for $3,000. So this is what the island looks like. Again, we were promised to have flower pots and clean it up, and every once in a while you do come and clean it up, you put in new mulch. So if you want this to be the responsibility of the BIA, that's fine. So we'll come up with you put in a few bucks, we'll put in a few bucks, and we'll get it done. We'll get a local garden company to plant the flowers and make this pretty. Driving into Bradford, it's spectacular, it's beautiful, the flowers are everywhere, and this is what people see when they come here. It's not enticing. So anyway, I know there's a discussion about tourists and non-tourists, but this is still a tourist town, always has been, always will be, and we have to make the tourists feel welcome, and we have to make the town appealing to the tourists. Anyway, end of my budget rant. I hope that this is taken seriously and we have further discussions. Thank you for your time, and look forward to hearing from you and learning more about how we can work together to fix this, because we have to. Thank you very much.